Hey guys, welcome to another sketchbook tour. Something a little bit different today. This is the sketchbook that I use just for playing around. I call it my rough sketchbook. Maybe some of you have a junk journal that you use. Just a sketchbook where you come with zero expectations. You're not really looking to create something amazing. It's just something to get out maybe emotions that you're feeling, or just to have a little bit of a play. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. I think sometimes we can feel intimidated when we come to our sketchbook. We feel that we have to create something beautiful, especially if it's an expensive sketchbook. I know I found that since getting my Strathmore sketchbooks for Christmas. I know they're really nice sketchbooks. Every time I come to it, I want to create something amazing. And that kind of pressure on yourself, it just clams you up straight away. And art is about being free, about being expressive. And your sketchbook is meant to be the place where you experiment, where you have a play. And this is what I have in this sketchbook. So this is the one I have when I'm just trying things out. And also, I don't know about you as well, sometimes I have a habit of, if I'm going to a workshop, for example, or if I'm just doodling elsewhere and I end up with lots of scraps of paper with different drawings on, or kind of just experiments, or something that I want to keep safe, I end up with all these little bits of paper. Well, I stick them in here as well. So it's another great place. It almost acts as a kind of a journal, a scrapbook. So it's a scrapbook, sketchbook, journal, all in one. So this is a sketchbook. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see, it's got a bit of a leatherette effect. It's got this little elastic strip here which keeps it all together. I got this one from Paperchase, I think. Yes, you can see the Paperchase there. It wasn't very expensive, so which is great because it means that I'm not going to be too precious about it. You can see it's a bit bent. It's traveled around with me. I took it on holiday with me. It's been in my backpack. So I think I always recommend having a sketchbook that you're not too precious about. It just takes the pressure off straight away. I'm not quite sure where these blobby stickers are from. This one is from the Lettering Tree. I will link Jasmine, who owns Lettering Tree. I'll link her Instagram below. As you can see, I've only filled half this sketchbook so far, so it is just going to be a sketchbook tour of the first half. Then hopefully in a couple of months' time, we'll do the second half once I've completed it. But I just really wanted to show you guys, and this isn't going to be the best art in here because that's the whole point. This is just me experimenting, me playing. It's not meant to be finished pieces. It's not meant to be works of art per se. But I hope it's still interesting, and I hope it inspires you to just let go, experiment. Your experiments are not always going to work, and you'll see that in a sketchbook. Some things just fall totally flat and it's pretty rubbish, to be honest. But it's not wasted because we learn from our mistakes, and we learn what we enjoy. So that's enough nattering on. Let's jump straight into it. So on this first piece, I think this is, if in English, if you know the Compare the Meerkat advert, I think this is one of the biker dudes from that. Some of this sketchbook, this is from quite a while ago, so I haven't actually looked through a sketchbook prior to doing this tour, so I can't actually remember what's in it myself. So we're looking at it for the first time together. Oh yeah, I have dated this one. What was it? 21. We're on 23 now, so a couple of years ago. This is one little trip to Court Abbey in the Isle of Wight. So I was on holiday doing this one. These are just watercolour pencils there. The Annunciation, I don't know if you know that painting. Again, just watercolours. And I have got a bit of bleed through here because these aren't very thick pages. But that, again, I'm cool with that because this is just a playing around sketchbook. These not going to be using these pieces for any products or anything like that, or even to show anyone, although I'm showing you. When I'm doing this, I'm not doing it for social media. It's not to post on Instagram. It is just me having a play. So I think that's the other thing. When you share your art on Instagram, there's this pressure every time you do something in your sketchbook, especially at the moment where I'm doing like a daily art challenge. When I come to sit down at my sketchbook, I want it to be good because I want to share it on Instagram that day for that daily art challenge. But the thing is, in reality, you're not always going to create something but that's great, that you want to share. So this is why kind of a journal like this is kind of helpful. Just a little pro marker piece, that's why it's gone through. I love pro markers and I would highly recommend them. they're like kind of paint markers, I would say, but it creates such a smooth, even coverage of the page and like little pastel colors. But I have not found a paper where it doesn't bleed through. Maybe if you've got really thick cartridge paper, but even my mixed media Strathmore sketchbook, it goes through the pages. So just be aware, if you get pro markers, it will bleed through. This is just like a little still life that I did of my camera and my paint box. This is just a biro piece. So this is just, you know, red and black and blue biros. Just go to show you, like, you don't have to use, again, expensive art materials. This is just watercolors. Again, I've used these pages just to get out any pent-up emotions that I have. Here, oh, this is a charcoal drawing of a donkey, probably. Try and get in focus. There we are. Feeding a lion. Again, it's just some quick doodles. I think it's just line drawings. Have you ever tried doing that, doing a pen but not taking your pen off the page, just taking it for a little walk? That's what my art teacher used to say. Take your pen for a walk. Oh, these are some lemons. This is when I was thinking of maybe like a name for any potential business that I wanted to do. This picture of our church. Again, just in some watercolor with a fine liner pen over the top. Oh, my little plant friends. These are actually like plant pots that we've got in the house. And then put little sayings there. Blooming where I'm planted. Growing, thriving. Actually, they turned out pretty cool. Maybe a good idea for a sticker, maybe? Bee leaf. Get it? Love makes a family. These are all plants that I had around the house. So again, I've just used watercolor paints here with just a brown biro. Super simple, keeping it really loose. These are some stencils that I got. And you can see where I don't really normally use stencils, but you can, if you can pick it up there, like it took part of the page off. But again, it's having fun. I'd never used stencils before. Actually, the effects actually turned out pretty cool. It's about having fun again. Brush pen, watercolor paint and stencils. Sometimes it is quite handy to write what you've used there, because this was probably a couple of years ago. Like I said, I started the sketchbook in 21, and you do forget what you use, so always handy. Oh, I remember this. I don't know if you watch, for the UK followers, did you watch, this was September 21, so if you've got a good memory, there was a TV show, and it was like life drawing, but live drawing. So I think it had celebrities in the studio, if I remember, and they had life models, but you could then draw along at home. And I've never been to a live drawing class. They did used to do them at my college when I was studying art, but I never managed to get to one. And it's something that I've always considered going to. So it was quite cool to do it along with them on TV. There's probably something on YouTube, like live drawing. I haven't looked, but I can imagine, I mean, let's face it, everything's on YouTube. So I'm sure there's something on there. But there's me, I just used charcoal here. Obviously, I didn't use any fixative spray, so it has gone over a little bit. But just using it really super quickly. I think, is that 1 minute? I have to put tape over it. I wonder how long this drawing limit was. I wonder if I can get that off. 1 minute time sketch. Okay, so for 1 minute, obviously I was just focusing on the lines there. This was 5 minutes. Looks like I was trying to get the movement there. That's pretty cool. Ooh. 12-minute time drawing. You see here, obviously, the difference in 1 minute and 12 minutes. I was focusing more on the shadows and stuff. I'm actually quite pleased with that. That turned out pretty well, to be fair. Adam and God, obviously that's a famous painting, yeah, based on Michelangelo's fresco. 15-minute time drawing. Not too bad there. Got his little 6-pack. Oh, I remember this. I had a bit of a disaster with my paint. Well, the water, to be more precise. So this is Arundel Castle. So watercolour with fine liner. And I remember being really pleased with this drawing. And then I had water come through my sketchbook. Was it on the other side? Yeah. It kind of just obliterated it. Is the other page. You can still see the brickwork looks quite crisp on here, even though everything else is just like a muddy mess. I think that was like flowers and obviously a tree, and it's just got water damage, bless. And look, you can tell it's got saturated, it's even ripped. This really is a rough sketchbook. Oh, I've obviously just used some. Can you see that glitter in there? Not quite sure what pens I used there. But that's okay. This is a rough sketchbook. Sketchbooks are meant to be a place of kind of roughness and experimenting, so we're not going to stress too much about that. We're not going to lose any sleep over it. So some vases here, but obviously we've got some bleed through again. Oh, happy little plant pot. Here I've just done some odd bit of paper. Again, if you have odd bits of paper, you go to events, and you want to keep things in, or if you go somewhere you have like tickets or something like that, again, I think your sketchbook's a really good place to stick that kind of things. I've got an Animal Crossing sticker here randomly. This is like spirograph. Whoever had spirograph when they were a kid, so fun. Had lots of fun with spirograph here, but it actually looks quite cool. I know it's obviously just a simple like kids art thing, but you know, good basis for some abstract art. The Song for Simeon by T.S. Eliot, so a little poem I've stuck in here. Back to some watercolors by the looks of it. Haven't labeled these, so I am guessing a little bit. So we've got some birds here, cardinal, a robin, maybe is that like a starling maybe, and a nice little tree, and then like a sunset image. Quite a good tree, that's not bad. Not too bad there. Obviously having some experimentation with some watercolours here. Little house at the end there is quite cute. I think I got these off a card. I thought it was quite fun. This tissue paper, I remember this. This is from Jessica Smith Illustration when I ordered my calendar off of her. It came wrapped in this lovely tissue paper. I love the red and the pink, so I set that in there. I will tag her below as well. Check her out. I do love the colours here. That's quite cool. Again, it's just some quick little sketches on some blobs of watercolour. I like the middle of that. It's like a little pansy. Oh, I do remember these. These are ones that I used for Peachtober last year. Peachtober 2022. So we've skipped from 21 to 22 now. This is just using acrylics and then using a white gel pen over the top and a black fine liner as well. So I think this prompt was cave, probably looking out of a cave. This one, I think this was wings, so obviously focusing on the owl's wings here. I really like, I'll tell you what paint I used for this. I used, my husband Stephen does railway modelling, model railways, and I used a set of paint that I got from a model shop for this, like some acrylics, and I love, because I just loved it. Had like a range of like colours that it just screamed autumn. So I thought, oh, I'll just get that set of paint. And actually it worked really well. I will link them below if you're interested. But it just goes to show, again, you don't need actual technically artist materials. That's for like model making. But if like really good coverage, really opaque. It's almost like, it's acrylic, but it's like gouache. And look, you have this little bit of a sheen to it. Can you see that there? I was really pleased with how it turned out. And these two look really nice together. Of course, because it was a set of paint, you're using the same colour palette, obviously. And you don't have to mix it, obviously, as well. Which is always super attractive because I waste so much time and paint mixing colours. So yeah, I'll link that set down below because together, that was really cool. I'll have to use those paints again. I don't think I've used them since. That was the first time I used them on these two pictures. I don't think I've used them again since. So I'll have to use them. These are 2 more Peachtober prompts, I believe. This one was it land, maybe? Or was that land? Or was one of them sea? I don't know. Look out my Instagram. It'll be on there somewhere from Peachtober. So this was just, this was acrylic gouache actually. My whole bean gouache, that's what I used for these. With just a black pen over the top. And some coloured pencils by the looks of it. This one is just purely gouache and a black pen, and you can see the opaqueness of the whole bean gouache. Over here, these are just these are charcoal drawings. I remember I was like, it's kind of like a workshop I did with my friend and artist Jill Sakakini. She was running it. I went along and there was this terracotta pot and we had to draw. One was like a 1-minute sketch. One we had to use our left hand. Well, our alternate hand. So I'm right-handed, so I had to use my left hand. I think one we had to do without taking the charcoal off the page. Again, taking your pen or your charcoal in this case for a little walk. And then the other one was to make it look 3D. So I can't remember which one of these is left-handed. Probably that one because that looks a bit rubbish. I would imagine that one is not taken off the page, but that one's obviously the 3D one. But yeah, again, just experimenting, having a play. And again, this is something I did on a scrap bit of paper because we were at a workshop, so I've come home and I've stuck them in, because again, you just end up with loads of random bits of paper otherwise. And this is an example of me. This is when we went on our weekend away to St. Ives in September last year, maybe. So I'm dotting around. Obviously, I had Peachtober back there, but I've gone back to September here. Just a postcard, a couple of postcards that I got, a sticker. And we went to the Tate in St. Ives. And I got this postcard from there. Another little poem. I find obviously poems and art go really well together. It's reflective, it's meditative. It allows you to go deeper into the art, the paintings, explore your own emotions, your feelings. So yeah, stuck that one in there. This is just quick little doodles that I've popped in. This was a draw this in your style. I cannot for the life of me remember who did the original. If I find it, I will link it down below, but otherwise you can find it on my Instagram probably. Totally not a subject matter that I would normally draw. It's not really my style, even though I did draw this in your own style. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's good to try something, push yourself out of your comfort zone. Again, this is using pro markers. You can see that what I'm talking about the coverage. Really nice to work with. Little self-portrait there. And Pokemon. I love Pokemon. Again, using pro markers, these ones. A little oddish, cute little guy. I think that's the last page. So yeah, so that is my junk sketchbook tour. I think my favourite My favourite was this one. I think this is my favourite spread. I really want to go and use those paints now, but I really did enjoy the life drawings. So maybe that's something I need to look at doing again. Just something totally different, and just using a stick of charcoal. So I hope that was interesting, guys. Thanks for stopping by. As always, please hit the notification button if you like this video. I'm trying to do 2 videos a month. Don't hold me to it, but that's what I'm trying to do. Generally, there'll be a studio vlog and then one other vlog. So for the last couple of months, I've done a couple of sketchbook tours, but there may be kind of I don't know, like an urban sketching if I'm going somewhere on a trip, like a little travel vlog kind of thing. Or I'm doing some workshops coming up in the local area, so I might do something like that. Or if you've got another idea of something you'd like to see, whether that might be don't know if I'm ready to do a tutorial, but if there's anything you'd be interested to see, please comment down below or give me any ideas of things that you'd like to see on this channel. I would be greatly appreciated. Just hit the bell for notifications, and yeah, thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon. God bless. Love you. Bye.